Hello, today I thought I'd do a little video of the Nikon SB-17 flash gun. It's quite an old gun, early 80s I believe, but this is specific to the Nikon F3. It's got the odd foot on it that goes over the rewind crank. It is a TTL gun. It's one of only 3 specific flash guns that were made for the Nikon F3 system. And this is, I beg your pardon, there was 4. There was an SB-12, which was the original gun. That was replaced by this one. There's a much larger gun, the SB-16A, and they also do a ring flash, which is the SB-21A. I'll give you a few specifications for this. Its guide number is 25. That's 100 ASA in meters, or 41 in feet. It covers, as it is, down to 35 millimeters. It has a bounce facility. It's TTL. Where are we? There you go. TTL. It's got manual, a motor drive setting, and 2 auto apertures. Uses 4 AA batteries, which is probably the only thing it has in common with a modern flash gun. It doesn't fit on the pentaprism. It actually sits over the rewind crank, so it's off to the side of the camera. You can actually flip it out so it sits over the top of the pentaprism, but you'd only realistically do that if it was for close-up work, because as everybody knows, you don't have your flash gun in line with the centre of your lens, because you will get red eye, which is not good. So let's have a quick look at the flash gun. I should say that these batteries are nearly dead, so they it'll probably take a little while to recharge. Also, as it's not mounted on a camera, the flash ready light will flash when it's set to TTL. That is normal. I don't know why it does that, it just does that. So let's just go over a few of the features of the gun. I should also mention that this only does TTL exposure from 25 ASA to 400 ASA, even though the gun itself will go up to 1000. So you can only get TTL from 400 down to 25, and it also, the working apertures for that are from f2 up to f22. So if you've got a, say, f1.4 lens, you need to stop it down to f2 to get that TTL system to work. So right on the back, we've got the on-off switch, which I'll just switch on. It's in automatic mode at the moment. I'll just pop it over to TTL so you can see that light. That just flashes. If you need to mount this off the camera, when it's on an off-camera record, that will stop flashing. Or there's an IS-11, I believe, which is you can use as well, which will stop that flashing. So if we put it onto manual, that stops. But if you open that, it flashes again, which is another, I think they call that an anomaly. But anyway, so we've got manual flash, motor drive, auto, and then on the top of the gun there's 2 settings which correspond to A1 and A2 on the back. So A1, A2, it's currently set at A2. If you flip that to A1, yeah, you get a little red light to remind you. If we set that to 200 ASA, set that to normal, they're the working apertures, so you can use a f11 or f5.6. Now you can get an idea of the flash ranges by looking at this little computer gizmo on the top. You set it to your ASA. There's a normal setting, a wide setting, and a motor drive setting, which the centre part moves to, and that gives you some idea of, for the range, which is on the inner ring there. and the lines out give you an indication of the kind of apertures that you can use. So I'll just fire that flash off so you can, I'll just blind you. There you go. That worked quite well. Anyway, turn that off now. Don't need that. So the battery compartment is there. Now that only fits in one way. If you try to fit it that way, there's a little lug there which will stop it going into the compartment. So you turn it round and it clicks, 2 clicks usually. Right, on the front of the gun there's an automatic sensor, which I like to call the magic eye because I'm very old and that's what we used to call them years ago. There's the flash tube itself, and on the bottom there's a small switch where you can click that, it goes up to 90 degrees. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you mount that on your camera, flip it that way so the gun is actually upside down, that is then on the centre line of the lens. You can use that for close-up work. You should have to experiment with that. On the bottom of the gun there's 2 settings, 2 little terminals. These, I put the little plastic covers on these which you can buy on eBay. I bought them from some place in Hong Kong. I think they were £3.50 for 10 or something like that. Now you've got a normal X-Sync which you can add other flash guns, and there's a Ttl one which you need a specific Nikon cord, and then you can get Ttl flash from multiple flashes. I think that just about covers it. It is quite a nice little gun, quite compact, not very heavy, which, you know, if you're using a Nikon F3 with an MD4, which I do sometimes use, popping this on the top is quite a useful little gun. Also, it's approximately twice as powerful as the little pop-up flashes that you get on modern digital cameras, so it is does add quite a range to flash if you're using a film camera. And that is the Nikon SB-17. I hope that's been some help. Bye.